I'm Jonathan, and I'm a master's student at Ryerson University. Essentially what I've been working on is trying to deploy interactive advertising. So this is a sample on the floor where kind of when somebody walks over it or by it on a floor, wall, or storefront window, something very specific is going to happen. I got interested in this because I thought, something needed to be changed rather than that, traditional stale print billboard, something that's a little bit more fun and something that I believe you can really create an experience around brand. So what I'm able to do is also calculate metrics and analytics using this. I can tell how many people have interacted with it and for how long. So I can go back to the advertiser and say this is how many people used it. And I'm really just trying to create an experience around a brand, like a visual and auditory experience.
So this is one of our applications. It's launched in Paris. We are working with RATP, the Paris Metro Authority, to roll it out to other lines. The idea was that passengers can use their mobile phones to find points of interest such as elevators and escalators while they are in a station, create itinerary while they're traveling in the metro system, and for example be able to find attractions and let's say restaurants around a station based on their preferences. One of our main focuses for the application was to help passengers with disability. So basically the research we have done, instead of giving different application to different mobile users, there's one application that can adapt itself based on the need of the passengers. They all use the same application, but the middleware that we have developed adapted based on their needs.
The other sort of big thing that we're doing is giving people the ability to share and add contextual data and information to content, and have other people appreciate their perspective at the exact moment when it matters to them, and they can do that at any time they want.
There is no easy way to share a video with friends. And the way that we envision sharing with friends is by connecting and collaborating with the social media, because all your friends and contacts are already in Facebook or Twitter. So not only that this goes to their Facebook profiles where they can get a link to the video, but it gets them to the right frame in the video where that comment was made. So to show you how that works, we click on something that we call, and this is our trademark, it's called a video map. And this is a patent pending technology where it allows you to look at the video and navigate it in a different way. Right now, to navigate this video, you only have this scrubber. But this was invented in 1990. And we're in 2010, and there's a better way. And we see this new way of navigating this video. And it takes the social interactions that people have interacted with the video. And you see the different bookmarks and comments that were made inside the video. And if I want to jump to a scene, I just click on it. So rather than going back and forth with the scrubber, I get to the scene by reading what I want to get to. And because we depend on users to create those comments and bookmarks, we can almost guarantee that every scene of the video, every important scene of the video would be commented and talked about. So it's a much more natural way to navigate videos.
What's the difference between this and 3D?
Yeah.
Oh, it is 3D. It's just an alternative way of doing it. Normally the consumer products that you see at the stores, what they're doing is they increase the speed at which you're seeing the video, and that's how you get 3D. In this case, you're getting two images simultaneously in a different way so that you don't get a headache. With, let's say, Sony's 3D TVs that have just come out, you will get a headache in about 40 minutes or so, because all of our eyes sample at a different rate. The average is 30 frames per second, but it changes. In this case, you could watch this all day, it won't bother you. But the reason why we built this is we had some spare parts, and we decided, okay, let's come up with something neat. And what we did was we designed this as a conference room idea, so somebody could come in here with a notebook. Let's say an architect, he's designing a building for the city, and he would just drag and drop his image from his computer onto the computer here, and it would automatically convert it to 3D, and he could let people walk through the archways of the building, and you'd be able to see the 3D. And then we'll add gesture recognition so we can move it around with just our hands. So that's largely what we focus on.
It's a software like what's installed on your phone, that when you take a picture, you figure out what network you're on, how fast it is, how much compression we didn't need to do, and the location of it. And we immediately start sending it to your own personal repository online. So all your photos are backed up in real time. If you decide to share those photos, you say this is a public photo, all your friends can then subscribe to your stream and see them on your website, on their websites, and on your mobile phones. We're also recording all the contextual information about the pictures so that you have a good idea of what you were doing at the time of your pictures. You then have it on a map so you can see when and where it was taken.
And what we can do, which is really interesting, is we can aggregate, or we can see trends appearing in different locations because we have the information about where these photos are being taken. So we can detect events that are happening, even if they're spontaneous, and get a stream of all the photos coming in from that area.
And the premise of TeamSave is to buy things as a group. So every day there's a phenomenal deal, heavily discounted, but very local focus. And to obtain that deal, there's a minimum amount of buyers required. And for example, today's deal is a French restaurant in Toronto, and they go, for half price, if you promise me 5 people, then I'll honor you the deal. So what we really are is measurable marketing. We truly track changing the way people advertise. So stuff like print, radio, television, you could spend a lot of money, but you don't really know what the ROI is, return on investment. And the beauty of where we want to grow is how do we scale this? So we're looking to localize it to Chinese, to Spanish, to Italian, to Portuguese, to grow internationally. We definitely want to think global, but act local. No one knows that city the best than the person who actually lives there.